Today we're here with Tamara and we're going to focus on her dark under eye circles. Today I'm going to show you how to do a smoky eye. As we begin the eye makeup process, we want to make sure that we prime the eyes with some priming moisturizer. So I take a little priming moisturizer and I prime the eyes. And then I make sure I'm going to use a little bit of the HD Dual Foundation. And I'm going to use the lighter color. And she is the fair. I'm going to take a little bit of the lighter side and use on her eyes. Take a damp sponge and blend it in. And this is going to ensure that your makeup not only goes on smoothly, it also stays and lasts the entire day and will not crease. It's very important to make sure that you have some kind of a base there. So you either want to do it with a foundation and then follow it up with like an HD Dual Press powder, or you could just use the powder slightly damp to make sure that it stays, and you see that's your first layer. Violets seem to be the color of the season. I'm wearing it and I happen to have some beautiful violets right here. I want to give Tamara a beautiful smoky eye, but why not change it up from the dull grays and blacks into some beautiful violets. Putting a little bit of water in the side of the makeup. I'm going to take the mixer blender brush, put it right in the water. Okay, so you could use the back of your hand to see how much you have so it's not overly saturated. And you're going to go into the darkest colors of the palette. So right now I'm going to go into the darkest two colors that I have in the palette. Close. And I'm basically going to put the darker colors all over her lid. And if you notice, I'm starting all the way at the lash line and going all the way up to where her natural crease would be. So if you open your eye, you want to be able to see the dark color. That's how you figure out how high you go. So I'm going to use a little bit of something that's in the middle range of these two, and I'm going to go right above. So now we have a little bit of a gradation of colors. So it's not just one dull look. And then I'm going to take the lightest color and I'm going to do a little drop of it right here. And now we take the lightest color in the bunch, and we're going to go right by the brow bone and make sure that we basically clean everything up. The next thing we do is we're going to take a black liquid liner, and you want to draw a black line and take it up a drop at the very end. So open, so you have a smooth line going across. Take a liner brush, and I'm going to go into the two darker colors again, and I'm going to go right over this liner and just smoke it out, just a droplet. And this is especially a good idea if you can't make a good line. So if your eyeliner is a little bit crooked, just go over it with a touch of the colors you just used. Okay, and that's called smoking it out. To really punch up your eye makeup, if you want to take it from looking nice and cute to va-va-va-voom, I would suggest adding a little bit of fake eyelashes. Take a tweezer and you take lashes. You go from the outside, you want to pull them off from the outside. You take the lash with the tweezer and you want to make sure that you measure the lash size to your eye, because the lashes are usually made much longer than most people's eyes, so you want to cut them off. What I'll do is I'll just cut off like 1 or 2 lashes from the outside, which will be right here. So you take a scissor, and we're going to cut off, just to show you that you can just cut off something right from the outside. When using black eyelash glue, you notice that it's gray now. When it's going to dry matte black. I prefer using black eyelash glue over the clear. And basically you get a thin coating. Okay, and you go back and forth once or twice just to get it to be a little bit tacky like this. And that's how you know it's not going to be overly wet when you're placing it on the person's eye. And you gently position where the lash is going to go. And you're just going to place the lash from one side of the eye. And once you have placement, you want to make sure that you open your eye. And once you know that everything is smooth, you can close your eye again and just make sure that everything is glued. Now this is the Eve Pro method part, is you want to make sure you flip the lash up and you have it drying this way. So to show you how odd this looks, Tamara, open your eye halfway And this is how weird the eye looks. You want to make sure that this fake lash is being glued in this position. And the next step is we're going to take mascara and look down, and we're going to connect our lashes together by weaving the fake ones together with the real ones. Add mascara to give it that pop, and you're good to go. I'm going to apply black under eyeliner, and it's great to do this before you put your concealer on because you can still put your fingers wherever you need to. So you're going to put your fingers and basically move your eye down. And if your eyes have a tendency to get teary, you can do this in little quick steps. Once the eye makeup is done, you want to focus on the rest of the face, which in this case we want to work on the under eye circles. So we're going to start out by using the salmon concealer. And this is a salmon concealer. This is side light, and this is medium. I'm going to start out with the light, which just to show you might not be dark enough. And if you notice, the salmon concealer is a little bit even darker than her foundation. And when you're covering up dark under eye circles, which are blue and purplish in tone, you want to have a blue neutralizer, which is what the salmon color has. So you don't want to use yellows or whites, because when you put yellow over blue, you're going to get gray and green, and it's going to actually accentuate and exaggerate those dark under eye circles. So stick with a salmon color concealer. A little bit of the light we're going to first put down here. We're going to take our sponge, which has already been dampened, and we're going to gently just blend everything in. And if it hasn't covered enough, we're going to go in now, we're going to use the other side of the brush, and we're going to go into the medium. So once you blend everything in on both sides, you want to make sure you powder it to set. So I'm going to use the HD Dual Press powder, and if you notice, I'm powdering it both going outside and then also going inward. This will prevent any lines from appearing. Here's an added little tip from the Eve Pearl collection. Taking your salmon concealer, if you've made your eye makeup go too wild and too harsh, a great trick to clean it up is taking the salmon concealer, and I'm going right by the brow bone, and I'm actually going to be able to clean up the entire makeup. So if you want to do that, you're able to take your sponge and give it a real sharp cleanup, and it kind of smooths it out. It's a great way to tone down your makeup just to see the difference. You also want to make sure when you powder that, just go in with your brush, and you can go in with your shadow and just go right over it. It's a great little cleanup step in case you went wild and crazy with your shadows. When using the black pencil, I want to make sure that I soften it up and not have it be so harsh. So I'm going to go back into my violets, and I'm going to go into any color that I choose, something that has a little bit of sparkle in it, and I'm actually just going to go right underneath the black to soften it up. And you can use really a variety of colors, anything that you like, just to have both the top and the bottom part of the eyes look similar. This is our smoky eye look using the Velvet eyeshadow palette. I'm Eve Pearl. Thank you for watching.